Hi friends, welcome to my channel. If you're new, welcome back if you're a returning subscriber. My name's Jonathan. I make luxury videos, unboxings, and reviews. And today I thought I would go through my 2026 luxury wish list. So let's get into it. Before I get into today's video, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. It really does help my channel grow. I make videos every Friday as well as shorts every other day. So if you like that kind of content or simply want to see more of me, definitely hit that like and subscribe button. And without further ado, let's get into today's video. So as I mentioned in my very first Q&A video, 2026 I'm hoping is going to be a very, very low buy year. And I'm going to try and really add pieces into my collection that really add and enhance it and not just buy like I did in 2025. Don't get me wrong, sometimes we all need those years where we just purchase whatever we like, and 2025 was that year for me. So in 2026, I'm going to be very mindful of what I add. And realistically, this year, I'm only kind of looking to add maybe 2 handbags and then a couple more pocket organizers, but I'm not going to go too crazy. So in terms of pocket organizers, I'm realistically only going to try to allow myself to purchase 9 more pocket organizers. And you're probably going to be like, Jonathan, why 9? Well, that's just because that is all what fits left on my tray. And I'm realistically not trying to buy another tray, which I obviously could do. While each tray can fit 16 pocket organizers, I'm thinking adding another 9 this year to my collection is more than enough compared to the 15 plus that I added last year. So I'm going to be very strategic as to which pocket organizers that I want to add. I know my sales associate, Brianna. Hi, Brianna, if you're watching this. She mentioned to me that there's a floral one coming up, which I'm possibly going to be adding. There's an ice cube one and a couple more sports themes. So I know during the beginning part of the year, a lot more pocket organizers come about because that's when the collections start running the runways. So I'm hoping that I'll be able to add in those 9 during the beginning half. And then that way I can focus the latter half of the year towards the handbag goals that I want to purchase. So those are the kind of pocket organizers that I'm looking to add into my collection. Nothing from any other brands from right now, but if I do decide to purchase from other brands like Frère Lepage or Goyard, it'll definitely eat into the 9 pocket organizer allowance. So in terms of handbags that I would love to add into my collection this year, there's realistically only 2 different silhouettes that I really, really, really want to add and I'm gonna try and focus my attention on. And that is going to be a P9 as well as a trunk style bag. So if you saw my community post in mid-January, I did get offered my P9. Yay! And I got it in the color that I thought would be very traditional and I wouldn't have any difficulties styling. As we know, the P9s come in a variety of different vibrant colors, and it was very difficult to choose my favorite. However, I narrowed it down to 2, and one of them is actually not featured on the website, at least in the size that I purchased. So I hope that gives it a little bit of a hint. I don't want to kind of give away the color as to what I purchased just because I kind of want it to be a surprise for when I unbox it. However, I will say that I've scoured YouTube and nobody has unboxed this color in this size, and it is not something from a new runway show, so it is something that has been out since the very beginning. So I hope that's something of a little bit of an indicator, but I did go between the color that I picked as well as the red one. Absolutely love the red P9, and hopefully one day I'll be able to add it into my collection in a different size. But for now, I will gladly stare at that one from afar. I know a lot of YouTubers have it, such as Amelia Rose's Closet, as well as Kanisha. Absolutely love those bags. So if you want to go check out that color specifically, I will link their channels down below. And the second style of bag that I would love to add into my collection this year is going to be a trunk style bag. And I'm debating between either the side trunk or the petite mal. The side trunk I absolutely love just because it comes in a variety of different sizes, and I feel as though it might be a little bit more functional than the petite mal. However, the petite mal I think of when I look at Louis Vuitton, the structure and the detailing of that bag, I just instantly gravitate towards this being a kind of bag that really resembles the heritage of the brand. Obviously, both bags do, but with the petite mal characteristics and the attention to detail on that bag, I kind of feel as though it has a little bit more of the heritage than the side trunk does. But I'm kind of debating on which one I would want to get. For the petite mal, I know specifically I love the reverse monogram one. However, I would also be okay with just the traditional monogram with the black leather. However, for this side trunk, I'm not necessarily sure if I like the monogram on that silhouette. So if Louis Vuitton comes out with like a Damier Ebene one or even a Damier Graphite or even like a monogram Eclipse, I could heavily entertain that bag. I'm just not sure how I feel about that. Or even if Louis Vuitton made the side trunk with black leather instead of the vachetta leather, I would probably definitely entertain that. And I'm not necessarily sure how I feel about the slouch of the side trunk. I know it's not necessarily something that needs to be done. You don't have to have it slouch like that. But I think the nature and the characteristic of the bag, it will force itself to slouch. So I'm not sure how it would wear over time, and would there eventually just be a crease there from slouching so much? So it's kind of like I need to do a little bit more research on that side trunk as well as the petite mal. I am just in my preliminary findings of these bags. So I've just been starting to watch some videos on them. So I'm nowhere ready to make the purchase, but definitely some things to think about when I try to purchase either one of those silhouettes. Thank you so much for watching. I really do hope you enjoyed today's video. If you like this kind of content or simply want to see more of me, definitely hit that like and subscribe button. And until next time, I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.